You already know what this is. We in New Orleans. I'm very excited for this one. Shout out my girl Kaitlyn. Let's go. What's up? I'm Isaac. I got hit in the face by a stripper.
And I'm Nick. I'm like a fat girl in 7th grade at 7 a.m.
Welcome to the Bargoyles,
where we break down restaurants, bars,
and the chaos of stand-up comedy.
From bad Yelp reviews
to heckler horror stories,
we've got the inside scoop
and the laughs.
Yeah, I think I know from that Bargoyles podcast. Yeah.
I was gonna say I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Shout out.
Who needs therapy when you got the Bargoyles?
Speaking of back-to-back, we're out here with a Canadian superstar running it back-to-back. This is what we're doing. This is Bargoyles episode 153. We're Bargoyles episode 153. We hit the ground running. We're your favorite local podcast, but we took it on the road. We're here in New Orleans, Tales of the Cocktail 2025. It is our sophomore year, our second time. We did it right. Last time we did like 2 episodes. This time, I think we're on number 10 or 11. It's substandard. It's crazy. It's absurd. We're having a good time. Corporate Nick is always here in building.
Hey, it's your boy Corporate Nick in the house. Happy to be here at Tales. My second day here today. Second year on the second day. Mm-hmm. Ready to roll, man. This has been a nice little marathon this morning. We've been rolling since 11. We've been up since about 9, and we're going to keep it rolling. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Mm. So if my girlfriend's watching, you know this is probably Bad News Bears because I don't drink coffee.
Means he's going to be a poopy boy tonight. That's how we do it. If you guys are feeling a little bit blinded, it happens. You see, Nick and I got these cool cream and blue bands. It's a very cool color. We have our second orange band on the show, and the light just shines. If you're at Tales and you see one of these orange bands, you're like, oh, yo, TIP, VIP. What is going on here?
Baby.
What is going on here? Welcome to my friend, soon to be yours, Kaitlyn from Likable Cocktails.
What's up?
What is up? Been a huge fan of your content for a while now. I didn't realize when the nominations came out, I was like, why do I know that name? Because we've utilized a few of your different recipes. The cachaça episode we did, we shouted you out, but it wasn't one of these where we're like, okay, shout out, do the follow, reach out. We were just like, yo, found a great recipe, very cool. And then we did some milk clarification, and then I realized we were using your stuff again, and then just an episode like a month ago, and I was like, let me just shoot a shot. Like, what the heck? I'm so happy and honored to have you here. Thank you so much, man.
I'm feeling blessed today. This is great. I love this. Nice little setup you guys got going on.
Oh, so we've been flexing that this is our Airbnb studio we wound up getting. What happened is we got a 3-bedroom. And they were just like, yeah, cool. Here's a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom. So like we're sleeping over there, and this is the setup. So we had some guests come in. They're like, you just got an Airbnb just for this? I'm like, yeah, we sleep in the other room. We're big ballin'. The Patreon's going crazy. Thanks, Barry. No, it's not. But thank you. I appreciate the setup. You have such good video editing on yours. Talk to me a little bit. Well, how did you start into this content creation process?
Ooh, thank you for saying that because I feel like my editing skills are not great. But
well, here's the clip of Mike. Here's the clip of Mike talking about how good her editing was. Yeah, last time. Didn't have Likable by Kaitlyn, her recipe, so we're trying it now. This is without the liquor because we'll add liquor after this, and we got a sober person here, so let's
also what a well done video too, by the way.
Yeah, that was a real good video.
That was really well done.
There's a reason she's nominated for it.
Yeah, 100%. She had lighting and everything, and a ninja blender. What? You got money.
Good ink too.
Pop-Tart was like, yo, that bidding, and the lighting, he complimented your lighting.
Listen, I will take it because I've got like the most grassroots setup ever. I film everything on my iPhone, and I've got maybe like 1 extra light. I like rely heavily on natural light, but I live in Vancouver where it rains and is cloudy and is gray half the time. So,
and a lot of Filipinos.
Hell yeah. I think Tagalog was like our 3rd or 4th
most
like spoken language in Vancouver. So shout out. But no, I mean, listen, like kind of like a bunch of people. It was I had a lot of extra time in my hands during COVID, and I had a lot of regulars reaching out to me being like, hey, we can't sit at your bars, so like can you shoot us a recipe for that old fashioned that you used to make me, or that margarita, or this or that, or
very cool.
And so for me, I was like, sure, like of course, like and I'm trying to be that hospitable person, whether it's behind the bar, behind the camera. And so I would, send them recipes back and forth. And I was like, I mean, it'd be a lot easier if I just like filmed this and sent them little videos. Yeah. And, there's a lot of really great people out there doing that content stuff. And, like Elliot from Apartment Bartender, he'd been kind of hustling. Shout out Elliot. He's been hustling for a long time. And Natalie over at beautiful booze. They were kind of like the OGs in it. I'm like, hey,
Shout out Natalie.
Shout out Natalie. And yeah, I kind of saw them doing it, and I was like, well, yeah, let's do it. I look back at my like first handful of videos though, and I'm like, I'm glad that we found some rhythm. I'm glad that we found like a better way of doing this. But
how many videos until you've realized you stopped doing this part at the beginning?
Yes, but like, listen, I'm a millennial through and through, and thank God for the editing because I edit out a ton of millennial pauses. But yeah, now here we are. I started in 2021, and fast forward, and still going at it, and still having fun, and still enjoying
nominated
it.
for some of the best social media content here at Tales.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Here's the thing: is when this episode comes out, we may find out she may be the winner. We don't know yet. We'll edit that. And she was the. That's the bleep button. Closing time.
No, not that.
That's the bleep button. We don't know what she's right now. We know she's nominated. Maybe if you win her here, your content is dumbfoundingly amazing because it genuinely is likable. For some people, I know so many good bartenders who are just amazing at what they do, but their personality doesn't exude. And the fact that you're able to capture that through video with these great cocktails it's mind-numbing. It really is. I love your guys'
Thanks,
product.
man. Appreciate it.
And it's very consistent too. You know, it's extremely consistent content, and I think that's what like people are kind of striving to look for.
Yeah, totally.
Is something with high energy and always they know what they're getting into every time, and I think that is something that you always exude is that consistency.
I appreciate that. It's something for me to kind of keep a good structure and to keep a good like framework of this is how I start, this is how in the middle, this is the end, and kind of regularly put that out so it is recognizable. So if you are a follower, you're like swiping through and you're like, oh yes, I recognize this right
There's
away.
a formula,
that this is, this is, Kaitlyn, this is this. It is, every once in a while I'm like, I kind of want to branch out. Like even being at Tales this week, I'm like, I should really be filming a lot more like at these different
like
events and this
stuff,
and that. And but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that's great. But I also
your brand is your brand.
I also want to be like in the moment and enjoy things and not constantly be like in the work. So it's like it's always a balance of trying to figure that out. But
that's something I wanted to bring up. We were talking to people. This is our second Tales. Every Tales you do, you wind up learning a little bit better what you want to do versus what you tried to do the first time. And we had a really good conversation coming up on the elevators. We were talking about taking more time to just actually be in that moment and not the passing and the parties. And so talk to me a little bit more how you did Tales this year versus your first year.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is my fifth Tales. And every year I get a little bit better about like setting time aside to like actually go have a dinner and talk to people one-on-one and really kind of embrace that community aspect of this industry we love so much, because you do see a ton of people and you are in passing at different parties or on the street and it's always like, hey, how are you, great and it's great to connect, but it's also like really nice to connect on a deeper level.
On a deeper level,
so I mean, you're always going to have FOMO because there are so many different events and tastings and seminars and parties, and a lot of them are happening at the same time. So you're never going to hit all of them. So you just got to be like okay with having a bit of FOMO and really enjoy the activations that you do go to, and take some time and eat, drink water.
We're getting food after this, I promise.
No, we're good. It's funny you say that. Last trip we definitely prioritized like let's eat at this place, let's do this and that, and this year it's like, all right, we're gonna have to go get Willie's chicken real quick.
Listen, I am still all for going to Brothers at like
Brothers.
After,
2 blocks down. Yeah.
Being at the Alibi Room for way too long and way too late.
That's where all my shirts went last year. Alibi Room. Yes, we talked about it. Yes. That was our 4 a.m. spot all of last year.
Come on, that's everybody's, right? It's like if you do find yourself having FOMO, go to Alibi Room at the end of the day because you will run into literally everybody and have those moments. But no, I know it's nice to actually like take a step back and take a breather and be like, it's actually really important to like reconnect with people. That's why I come to Tales every year. I come to see my bar fam from around the world. Yeah. Love it.
I think it was a really cool thing you touched on with that interpersonal, because I had to definitely check my ego last year. There was a guy I worked with, shout out F. Scott Marshall, French, one of my favorite people. He's a brand ambassador, and we saw him in the street, and I was like, yo, what up, Scotty? He's like, oh, hey, what's up? And he kind of kept it moving, and then my other buddy, who's kind of a dickhead, I'll shout out to Conte, I love you, he's like, yo, he's big dog, the fuck? I was like, he's probably busy. You're probably right. And then I turn around and look, and he's got 20 people following. And I was like, no, they're like, we don't really get those moments when you're doing tells one kind of way versus another kind of way. So Nick and I are definitely, after this episode, we're going to take it slow and just kind of hang out, do a little bit more time. That's good to see you doing that after 5 years.
You got to do it. You got to do it. You know, you got to fill your cup. So it's, for me, being in Vancouver, being in Canada, you know, it's a hell of a long way to get here.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and like my dollar doesn't go as far, so I like want to maximize every experience as much as I can and really get out of it what I put into it. So for me, that this year, I definitely was prioritizing, you know, spending time with people that I really wanted to spend time with, but also too, like I love meeting people. I love, you know, stopping and having conversations, and it's been really cool when people come up and they're like, hey, like I follow your stuff, and I'm like, oh, like I still am just so like dumbfounded by that. I'm like, oh,
before the episode started, we're in the elevator. There's these 4 people with us, and they're like, are you guys going to the Australian embassy? Like,
I know. I was like,
what?
I'm like, what is this Airbnb situation?
We're going to go do a podcast. I don't know what Airbnb building this is. What the heck? But apparently across the hall, they have it's the pop-up for the Australian embassy. And as we're walking up, we go into our Airbnb, and then the 4 of them follow us. We're like, oh no, we're like, this isn't the embassy. No Vegemite here. No Vegemite. Sorry. And then one lady goes,
Vegemite over there.
Kaitlyn, though, I know you. Hello. And I was like, man, the community here is so supportive. It's so
great.
Cool to see.
It's also just a reminder at how small our industry is, you know? Pardon me. Especially getting to this level of like people who are very serious about cocktails and spirits. You always know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody, and I love that so much because you just like end up chatting and you're like, oh, you know so and so, yeah, I worked with them over here and here, and it's fun to like play that game of I know you, but I know you, but I don't know you, but I think I know you.
It's like, how do we know each other? Bingo. Was it here? Was it at Tell's? Was it Alibi? Nailed it.
Like I gotta admit, there's been a few times where, you know, somebody is like come up to me like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, so good. It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, man, it's been forever. We should totally catch up. And then walk away, and my friend will turn to me and be like, who was that? I'm just like, I have no idea actually. And I'm like, I feel so bad because I'm like, there's so many faces and so many names, like, and I am horrible at remembering names. And so for me, I'm like, I don't know.
I think our industry is one of the first ones that like really embrace the idea that like, yes, we know each other, but we don't know each other's names. Because so many bartenders we have our, you know, our terms, hey, chief, boss, hoss, you know, and it's one of those where every other, I just started working in a professional job, and like, if you get someone's name wrong, they are so wildly offended. And bartenders were just like, oh, Jameson, right? Yeah. Okay. What's up, man? Hey, remind me your name. I'm so sorry. Like that fits in the whole idea that like you can't really have an ego in this job.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
it's
not if you want to succeed.
No,
not if you want to succeed. No.
And then like I'm also like, will be the first person to be like, remind me your name. I'm so sorry. Like it's been a long day, and you know, people like if you take offense to that, then that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'd be the first person, and plus too, being on the internet, and I go by Likable Cocktails. Not everybody's going over to like my bio and looking up my name. So I'm always, if somebody's like, oh, I follow you, I always like to say, hi, I am Kaitlyn.
Yes.
And, like, and if they say like,
smart.
oh, I know who you are, and I'm like, that's cool, but like I also still want to like you know like put it out there, so you know.
We're nowhere on that level, but walking around Tales, we do feel really cool because we're always wearing our Bargoyles shirts, and people are just like, Bargoyles, the podcast. We're like, yes. Nick and Isaac, they're like, cool. Bargoyles. Like, they know the brand. So
Yeah,
it's
they
like
know
the
the
brand's
brand.
cool,
Yeah.
Likable's cool. What were those first videos? I know you said you started 2020, just kind of sending to your regulars. At what point did one of them suggest like, you should post this? Like, how did that happen?
Okay, so I would say this is before, like, I would post on, God, remember when Instagram had Instagram TV?
Oh,
before,
okay,
like,
yes.
Reels?
Holy shit.
So it was like their longer format, right? Before Reels were a thing. And so I was posting kind of on there, and it was actually the guy that makes my aprons, Will. Shout out Search and Rescue Denim Co. in Vancouver on Granville Island.
Give him a follow right here.
Love. He was like, have you ever thought about posting over on TikTok? And I was like, TikTok? I was
You mean musically?
well, yeah, because like at that point, I was
Fine.
right. I'm like, I am old. I'm almost 40. Like I'm there.
Age rate.
There we go. But yeah, he was like, I've got a few it was actually hairdressers that get aprons from him that were posting on there and were doing really well. And like they would tag him, and you know, he would get some like stuff from him. He's like, you should think about throwing your videos up there. I'm like, I don't like sing and dance on the internet. Like Like that's all it was back then.
Anyways,
like
you guys were trying
Charlie
Brazilian
D'Amelio,
lemonade.
like dancing. Exactly.
Brazilian lemonade.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So, but then I started posting on there, and again, like the first few videos, like it's pretty incredible. You get like a couple hundred views, and it's like a couple thousand views, and then out of nowhere, something would get like over 20,000 views, and I'll be like, holy shit, what the hell?
Do you
And
remember those like first videos that popped for you? You're like,
yeah.
oh, this could be something.
Totally. And it was like the ones I was actually like looking back the other day, like not that long ago, to see which one was kind of like the first one that was like that did well. And I think it was actually like book recommendations.
Oh,
I think it was
wow.
like here are 3 books you should get if you are interested in bartending. And like I think that was like the first one that got like a decent amount of views.
What are those 3 books? 'Cause
I
we
think
always ask
back
people
then-
we try to have on the pod. We
Back
try to have
then,
a
I
book
think
set.
I said The Bar Book by Jeffrey Morgenthaler, definitely,
Okay.
because
Checks out.
that's just Jeff's rad, and
Yeah.
his book is great, and it's really easy to follow. He talks he writes very conversationally, so it's a great book, great
Okay.
read. I think I also had in there like The Flavor Thesaurus, which is not really like a book you read, but
Okay.
it's really good for if you're looking up like,
Kind of
I
like a
want to
flavor
drink.
wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want a drink that's like with peach, but what goes with peach? And you can like flip to
Oh,
peach,
wow.
and it will
Oh,
tell
okay.
you a
That's
bunch of
nice.
things to go
To
with
choose
it.
your own recipe adventure
Yeah,
book?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then probably one of the Death and Co books or something
Death
like
and Co,
that.
okay.
Right.
But yeah, it was just one of those like the videos I just kind of threw up there,
Nice.
and people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's cool." And then the next one was like bar techniques or bar tools you should have, and kind of went
for
from
the
there.
cool home bar, yeah.
And then the one that really popped off was when I poured soda down a bar spoon. I was like, bar spoons can also do this, and I poured soda down a bar
I think
spoon.
I saw
Yeah,
that. Like,
and so
yes.
for a while there, people were like, "You're the soda down the bar spoon girl." I was like, "Yep, that's me."
Yeah, soda bar
Yeah.
stool. Yeah,
and like a
that's
bunch
me.
of people, that was like the first one that a bunch of people like stitched and duetted and like all that kind of stuff. And Louis from, where's he in? Philly? No, can't remember.
Shout out Louis.
Shout out Louis. He like stitched it, and I think his video ended up getting like over 20 million views on that. And it was like one of those things where like they funneled over my way, and that's when like a lot of people. That's when I probably gained a lot more followers over
Yeah.
there on TikTok. But yeah, it's fucking wild how the algorithm was working back then.
We
Because
call
now it's a struggle sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we call the algorithm like the claw from Toy Story, where we're all just the toys like the claw, and then just because every now and then we'll have a video just go crazy, and then everything else we're like 100, nice, all right, cool. But we're doing long form, hour-long videos, so it is very different. But man, your content, without realizing it, we had like been following you for like 2-3 years now. It's absolutely amazing. Love to see what you're doing here. What is kind of the future for Likable Cocktails and for Kaitlyn?
Man, great question, because I don't even know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I have a book coming out in October 7th. It's called 3 Cheers. So right now, kind of just figuring out, do a little book tour probably,
Okay.
how to like really launch it and get it out there, which is kind of fun and exciting.
That is exciting.
I've got like a bunch of, so like I love doing content. It is not my primary source of income, so it's not my primary job. It's something that I would love if I could make it my
Yeah.
primary job, but got to pay the bills, got to pay my rent, and I live in Canada, so I can't really monetize all that much off of like views and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the laws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. So I mean, I would love to do longer format and like go into the YouTube universe, but again, I film everything out of my apartment, and being in an apartment, you got noisy neighbors, and ambulances going by and this and that, and so I mean, if I can get my own little content space, that would be really
Nice little
rad
studio space, yeah.
to do a little studio. So looking ahead, would love to kind of get to those next steps, but for now, it's
Well,
get the
I'll
book
be
out and
looking
travel.
forward to seeing on TikTok or IG when it says Kaitlyn is going live. Just like
Going
click in,
live, baby.
watch and give it a stream, because these streamers, man, they're doing nothing but everything at the same time. It's
That's
just
actually why. I mean, I find myself even sitting there and just like watching people play like a video game or do something, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Right.
why am I watching somebody else do nothing while I'm doing nothing?
While I'm
I
doing
just spent 8 hours putting together cachaça, and then I added raw cane sugar, and I thought, and he's sleeping on camera, and he's
Right.
making, very good, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The streaming game is very crazy. I mean, the whole internet space is crazy. If you talk to yourself 10 years ago and talked about like what you're doing now, how crazy would you think you were?
I mean, crazy-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
got
mean,
vision. Love that.
Like this.
Yeah.
This is the thing, right? It's like I don't know. Like I like to think of myself as a creative person. In whatever regard that is. I grew up dancing and singing and like doing some acting and stuff like that. And
Shout out my thespians.
there you go. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool kind of like direction that I've taken what I've loved to do. I've been bartending for 20 years. So to be able to kind of take it in a completely different direction than where I was going. Listen, like I wouldn't say lucky because I worked really hard for it, but still I got really lucky with winning world class in 2017 globally, which for that year I got to call myself the world's best bartender for a year.
Crazy.
And, and then from there, I got to,
crazy.
It's pretty crazy, but I got to travel the world and I still do, even though that happened back in 2017, like I still get to travel the world and educate other bartenders and put on seminars and do really fun pop-ups at different bars, and that's great. So to be able to kind of have this avenue and this avenue kind of now intersect, it's been really cool. So I mean, as much as it's maybe not what I set out to do 10 years ago, it's a happy accident that I can kind of like put into my life, into what I've already been doing. So
you got to take the word luck out of the situation. There's the old adage that like luck is just preparation meets opportunity.
There you go.
You've been preparing for this and the opportunity just presented itself.
Exactly.
No one thought out of COVID we were going to all somehow become content creators. But
exactly.
We didn't realize how much we missed each other in that interaction. And bartending on Zoom did not work for me. I was like, hey guys, what's up? Like you don't know what you got until it's gone. So when that interpersonal relationship during COVID happened, because this is a podcast that blossomed out of that, we're talking to bartenders like, do you miss talking to Rob? Yo, I miss talking to Rob. Do you think Rob would like to listen to us talk to each other about Rob? He goes, he would.
Let's do it.
Like, and that's kind of how that blossomed out of that.
It's crazy because I don't know. I feel like I'm at this like weird point where I'm like, I'm in the bar space world, but I'm also in the online space world. So I kind of get to be in the middle and like, ride both sides of it and do it. But yeah, I mean, making cocktails on the internet is different. But for me, ultimately, it's just another form of hospitality.
Okay.
So whether you were sitting in front of me at the bar and I was physically making you a drink, I'm giving you hospitality. I'm welcoming you into my space. Now I'm just making you a drink on your phone, but I'm still welcoming you into my space, and I'm still trying to give you that, hospitality. So for me, I just look at it as another form of hospitality.
Well, it is one of those, we hearkened to it a little earlier, like personality coming through on camera it's tough because I'm one of those people, like I love interacting with people. I love joking with people. I'm like, is that going to come through on camera? And you genuinely never know until you try.
You don't, and like I have all of my life, whether this is to a fault or not, I have always unapologetically been myself. And when people, again, like meet me in person, they're like, oh, you're exactly the same as I see you on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I am. It's not an act. It's that's really me. I'm cheesy and I'm, I like to smile a lot and I like to shimmy,
There you go.
And it goes back to the consistency.
You get both, you get both.
If you're being yourself, no one can be upset with that. That's the old John Lennon quote where he says, being yourself isn't going to get you a lot of friends, but it'll get you the right ones.
Exactly.
And you definitely have a community that is there following, replicating your recipes, stitching your videos, having a great time. Every time we've showed one of your videos on the podcast, because it's always Nick and I, then we have a rotating co-host and a guest, and there's always compliments of how great your content is. And I'm always like, man, you think we could meet her? You want to just shoot a shot? Because us going to Tales was Nick just shooting a shot last year, just like kind of reached out.
Yeah, and we just got media, and then that saved us.
But like, what's the worst that could happen? They say no,
right?
We were going to come regardless. As we're just going to be attendees and go.
Listen,
I bar us from coming.
Exactly, and like I do that all the time. It's like even when I want to work with certain brands or people or something like that, it's like, I'm just going to go and say, hey, if there's ever an opportunity, maybe it's not now, but maybe it's in the future. Like, let's do this. Okay. And like that's why I come to Tales too, because like face value is so much more than just like on like sending emails back and forth. So getting in somebody's face and being like, we should work together one day, like like you feel this energy, you feel this connection. Let's do it.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, so much is lost in text and email and tone. You're like, I think they're just saying yes. I don't know. Oh, she touched my shoulder. We're working together. We're doing it. We're going full send. I wanted to ask, as a Tales veteran here, for you yourself, if someone's doing their first time Tales, what is the Mount Rushmore, the 4 things they need to do?
Honestly, like everybody's got a different agenda of what they want to get out of it, but I would say you definitely take the opportunity to go to some seminars. Like I went to 3 yesterday, and like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, and there's still stuff that I'm learning, as 20 years after the fact. So try to pick out like a seminar or 2 that you're like really interested in, and go to at least one seminar. Do yourself a favor and learn something. And then just like network. Don't be afraid to like walk up to people and say like, hey, like, if it's a bartender you admire from one of the 50 best lists or something like that, go up to these people and say like, Like,
Fan.
hey, I'm a fan.
Love your
Like,
stuff, yeah.
I really love what you're doing. Because, I mean,
You make drinks taste good.
yeah, but like that's the thing. People get so nervous about like approaching people, and for me, I'm just like, nah. Like they're just everybody's human, you know. Right. Everybody's human, so take the opportunity to meet people, learn something, and have fun. Like that's kind of what it's all about. Like you don't go overboard. Make sure you drink lots of water and get some sleep and all
Yes.
that. But yeah, go to some of the portfolio parties. Yeah, it's kind of what you make of it. Yeah.
Any local restaurant hits that you like? I know you're maximizing good dinners this week. Any good standouts?
I mean, Pesh is always a great place if you love seafood. Go to
Okay.
Pesh. Last night I was at Le Petit.
Pesh is Joe Pesci's, right? Shout out Joe Pesci.
Yeah, totally.
You want the fucking lobster roll? I mean, I don't really
in
go
a
to
French
Pesci.
accent though.
Yes,
In a French
okay,
accent.
gotcha.
Last night I was at Le Petit Grocer.
Oh,
It was
okay.
good, super tasty, good place. Bacchanal, of course, if you want to get some wine and sit on a nice little back patio.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I think it's the Pit for like really good barbecue.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I've seen, there's a lot of barbecue
Yeah.
spots that call themselves the Pit. So we'll
Yeah.
here's the check them out. New Orleans.
I
the
mean,
Pit.
even
Yeah.
today when I was like walking from my hotel to get down to kind of like the French Quarter, I went to Cafe Du Monde to get some beignets.
Oh, of
Got to
course,
do it.
Bourdain said it. Bourdain said it. You got to do it. We did that last time.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you got to eat some gumbo, you got to have some beignets, you got to kind of do like the quintessential, New Orleans stuff.
Yeah,
but-
we prioritized that last year. We're like, no, we want to hit the food, and the food here is amazing. It's
That's
hard to
super
get. It's hard to go to a place and get it wrong because New Orleans will run you out of town if you mess up a gumbo, if you mess up an etouffee. And so this year we were more about doing the episodes, having a great time, meeting the content, having a lot of fun, finding out who we would consider to be like bar friends, people we enjoy hanging out with, people who are like, hey, I want to go to happy hour. Do you want to come with me? These are the people we want to be surrounded by with. And the only way we can really know that is by playing our favorite game here, Bar Enemy, Bar Friend. Ooh. So we're going to ask
Dun,
you
dun,
some questions
dun.
and draw a hard line and put you on either or. So, Nick, you ready to get started here?
Yeah, let's get started.
I am a people pleaser.
This is our first Canadian on Bar Enemy, Bar Friend.
Yes, yes.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, nah, it's Canadian.
Yeah, Nana's Canadian.
Oh, no, yeah,
He's
yes.
Canadian.
Yes.
He lives in
Lives in Dubai.
Yeah, he
but
grew up
He's
there.
Canadian.
Yes. We're like
Just
we're
thought about
Toronto.
that.
We're Toronto.
He said he grew.
pals.
I said he grew up there. He said I got out. I don't know what that means. I don't, he seemed to really like it.
Nana's a good homie. He's a quality guy.
And we've had Nina, who's from Vancouver. That's how I know about the Filipinos out there. She's
yeah.
like,
There you
tayo
go.
Lola. I said, mahal kita.
Sorry,
I was
Nina's,
like,
Nina's
that's weird coming from a Canadian
forgettable
accent.
to me. Ex-employee of mine, so very.
What is a cocktail right now that is wildly underappreciated?
Good question. Let's say underappreciated. I mean, I always say this, but like the pina colada deserves more love.
Okay.
For me, it's like as much as it's appreciated, it's still underappreciated because it's seen as like a resort drink.
It's yes.
But, like, when it's done
that or
right-
that song. People are like, no, I don't want that. You're like, no, it's
For me,
actually
when it's
really
when
good
it's done
drink.
right, it's freaking delicious.
What would be your recipe for a good pina colada then?
I mean, you gotta have Coco Lopez. Like you gotta have like that sugary, sweet, like,
Yes.
delicious. Always fresh pineapple juice. If you could like juice it yourself, the better.
Okay.
And for me, it's gotta have a little bit of funky rum in there. It's gotta have something like either overproof or, agricole adjacent.
Or funk rum out of Jamaica. They got funk rum.
Exactly. It's gotta have something in there, something funky and something really like tasty. So.
Any particular garnish or anything on top?
I mean,
Just
if,
a nice
if you're gonna throw in like a fresh piece of pineapple or something, but if you're gonna go extreme, then I want like a banana dolphin. Like I want something crazy.
So for the regulars at home, I obviously know what a banana dolphin is because I know the game, guys. I'm out here. For the people at home who don't know, could you explain it to them? Maybe
It's literally just like a banana cut in half, and you keep the like stem on, and you put like two little like allspices for eyes, and you kind of cut the mouth open, and you put a little cherry in its mouth, and it looks like a little dolphin head.
Okay, here's a little picture.
It's so stupid. It's
pretty
so
cute,
stupid,
though,
but like
honestly.
I love
Here's the thing,
stupid.
yes, that's it. If you gave me something with
me.
There you go.
okay.
So what is a cocktail that you secretly hate making, but everyone loves it?
Oh, I mean, there's an easy answer to this. Like you could say like an espresso martini or something like that. But I don't really hate making any drinks because it's all just liquid in a glass. Like I don't know why people get so pressed about certain things, but I would say maybe like I don't even have a good answer. Like, I like them all. But I mean, look, fine. Let's go espresso martini. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been getting so much hate.
I don't know.
It has.
Which it makes sense. I
Mostly
get
because it's like I don't drink coffee, so for
I'm
me
not a
it's
coffee
like
drinker either.
for
Okay.
me I'm just like if I make something, I want to give it a little taste to make sure it's right, and then I taste it, I'm like, coffee.
This is coffee. Tastes like coffee. No, I just tried it for Sabrina Carpenter. That was it, and I was like, okay, it's a good cocktail. I like it. It's crazy. What is a garnish that is being overly used that needs to be replaced?
I really hate dehydrated citrus.
No, we have some on the show, and every time I use it, because I'm too lazy to cut, every time we use it with a guest, they're like, oh, dehydrated limes, good for you. I'm like,
Good for you.
Okay, but I'll tell you why. Because most people play the angle that it's sustainable. They're like, oh, we use it because it's sustainable. I'm like, sure, but is it actually sustainable? Because you're using more energy, time, and resources to dehydrate the fruit, and then ultimately it's also going to go into the trash because most people don't eat it off of their drink. Right. So sure, you're maybe like preserving them, but at the end of the day, it's just as much wasteful as it is for a fresh one. So that's no hate and shade to anybody using dehydrated fruit. You do you, boo-boo. But just for me personally, it's just because of the sustainability
Yeah,
angle.
not very many bars have like compost. And stuff
Yeah, right?
You know
Like,
what I mean?
This is the compost pile. Don't worry. Yes.
That's for our dehydrated lemons and limes.
Yes.
Thank you.
What is a spirit or brand, and we will bleep it if need be, that you think that everyone in our industry pretends to love, but it's actually just kind of I don't want to say a gimmick, but we all pretend to love it because everyone else does.
Fernet.
Thank you.
There
Okay,
it is.
cool.
That's
Yes.
the answer.
And I will say this directly to camera, and I'm not afraid to say this. I hate Fernet. I'm not a bitter person. Like, I don't drink Negronis either. But
No,
like,
you sound like a bitter person, but
Yes.
not like the flavor of bitters.
yes.
Yeah, okay,
no, but
gotcha.
like, I mean, Fernet is one of those things that's like, I would actually rather drink Malort than Fernet.
Wow.
And
Holy moly.
yeah,
That's the clip.
it's a different type of bitterness, right? But still,
Yeah.
like Fernet, I'm like, it's so bitter, and I'm like, it's the bartender's handshake. I'm like, whose hands are we
Why?
shaking?
Yeah.
I was like,
it's 2020. We're not supposed
I
to shake
can't
hands.
do it.
Okay,
I was
what are we
like,
doing?
come on.
Yeah, I learned it maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, because we're always Jameson people. We're just like, at Jameson, all bartenders are Jameson the time I was bartending. And then once I started meeting more high attuned bartenders in DC, I learned about that. And so I started doing it. I was like, hey, can I get a shot of Fernet? And I'd watch the bartender. Hey, man.
I got you, buddy.
Hey, I got that. I was like, what are we doing? What is? It was like a weird ritual test. I was like, what? Okay, you respect me more because I did this and you did this, but why are we doing this? I don't understand.
My handshake was always, like, if you want to go that direction, I'm like, give me some Montenegro. Like, Amaro Montenegro is like, that would be like my bartender's handshake. Because again, it's like lower ABV, but you're still getting that, like, herbal deliciousness of it, but it's not like, sucking on a bitter
not-
penny.
yes.
Like, no
Yeah.
thanks.
It's a digestif. No, it's awful. It's
Yes.
making you throw up. I don't like that.
That's
at all.
why I'm not digesting anything. I'm regurgitating.
And like, listen, I love my friends at Fernet. Like Claudia, amazing Fernet
Shout out
brand
Claudia.
ambassador, who's up for a Spirited Award tonight as well for best brand ambassador. So love you dearly, but yeah, no, it's just not for me.
I get that. Yeah. So what is a red flag drink order that tells you someone's about to ruin your night?
Oh. I don't think it's an actual drink order. I think it's the way that it's ordered.
Okay.
That's like the red flag for me, where it's like, if it's, like a corporate dude coming in and ordering like an old fashioned and kind of gives you this like teaches you how to make it before you make it.
You came into my shop. You came into my doctor's
It's like,
office. Don't tell me how to do this. Yeah.
I normally drink this at home, and when I make it, I'm using this and this, which is fine. Like, yeah, I'd love to hear your stories, but give me an opportunity to make it the way that I make it, and then we'll go from there. But
It's that idea when they walk in, they're like, I know how to do this better than you. You're like, well, why did you come here then? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's just more of like that, like, well, I like to do it with the this and the that and the this, and I'm like, cool, that's great. And do you want me to make it for you that way? Because I gladly will, or you want to try it the way I do it? Then great.
On that same note, have you ever encountered, and if you have, how do you feel about if somebody has their own drink recipe card on a flashcard, and they show up to the bar and hand that to you? Has that happened to you yet?
I don't know if it's necessarily happened. I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of people come to the bar and show me like an Instagram picture of like, I saw this picture online. Can you make this drink? And I will like, I'll look and I'll be like, hey, if you want it, if I've got all this stuff to do it,
we'll do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. But half the time it's like, well, that drink looks beautiful, but I don't have dragon fruit syrup in house, and or this or that.
You didn't spend 12 hours before the shift making dragon fruit syrup for Tiffany, who gotcha. Oh gosh, dang.
No, but I like to appease people. So if they really want to try something, then I'm down to make it if I can. But if I can't, I just can't.
If you do see a bartender buddy in the wild and you don't know their shot, but you want to send them a shot, what are you sending?
Again, it's probably like Montenegro.
Okay.
Yeah, something easy breezy. But
beautiful cover girl.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what is one thing that bar owners need to stop doing immediately?
Underpaying their staff.
There we are.
You already know. Thanks, corporate Nick.
Look, man, I just play that role on this show. I think we need to be paid a lot more.
Listen,
Now,
when your staff are invested in, when you invest in your staff invest in the business, right?
100%.
So if you pay them and you treat them with respect, then they're going to come into work wanting to put their best into it.
100%. So in Canada, so here in America, it's what, $2.13 an hour, and you just make your tips.
I don't know how that is even humanly possible.
Yeah. So like,
I don't know how it's legal.
I don't know how
crazy.
it's legal either. How is the pay structure for bartenders and like wait staff in Canada?
I mean, I think every province. We don't call them states; we call them provinces in Canada.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Every province is different because it's whatever legislation is for that province. They've got their own set of rules, but it's definitely more than a living wage. Like I think in Vancouver, I don't know, it's like $15 an hour or something like that,
right.
And plus tips. So you're either on like an hourly structure. Everybody has to be paid at least minimum wage. Right. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how $2 an hour is a living wage.
Yeah.
I don't know, like. That is rough and tough. Rough and tough.
And that's no, you're gonna do great. We're like, yeah, but I made $20 tonight. I was here for 4 hours.
Yeah, but tomorrow you're gonna make like 300 probably, right?
Yeah.
And be like maybe. Yeah, you never really know.
You never know,
That's
right?
the game.
And it's tough times out there for everybody. And having everything be like the 51st state and all these tariffs.
You're talking about Alberta?
Yeah, all of it, right? It's like all these tariffs and stuff. It's made it like super difficult to get product, and bar and brand people having to raise prices on certain things because it is getting more expensive to bring in limes from Mexico because they got to travel through the states to get to us, and so they get double tariffed. So it's like there's all these little like micro things that kind of add up in the end. So if you're not making a living wage, then how the hell are you going to afford life?
What is the best thing a guest has ever said to you that you still think about to this day?
It's a good question. You know what? Like, I've had some pretty incredible regulars throughout my kind of like career of bartending, and it's more so having like a regular. There was this one guy. His name was John. He used to live in Seattle, but he would come up to Vancouver quite frequently, and he was in like tech, or something like that, but he was a cocktail enthusiast. He was a lover of cocktails, and he would come in and sit at the bar and just chit chat and talk about different things, and he saw something in me before I saw something in me, and he was like, he was kind of one of those people who would sit and he'd be like, you know what? It's like, keep doing this, keep pushing the boundaries, because he's like, you're gonna go somewhere someday. I just know it. And it's just one of those things where you have like somebody who owes you nothing, and they see something that maybe you're not, and it's just those nice words, right? So
it is one of those beautiful things. He doesn't realize like that you think about that to this day. He's just one of those who's probably just a nice person. Like, man, I see something in you. Just keep doing it, and that is just a one-off situation for him. That like 10 years later, you're like, thanks, man. That really means something.
It's you always think, are a little bit like trepidatious sometimes, where you're like, like, is this guy who comes in by himself, like, quite often, like, I was like, what is he, what the
What's the
angle is he
motive?
at? Like, is
Yeah.
he trying to do something? Like, I don't know. But no, he was just genuinely a really nice human who, cared about cocktails and cared about, me and where I was going, and, offered up pieces of advice when asked, and never like overstepped any boundaries, and just was like a really rad person who always had really nice things to say. So yeah,
It's very sweet.
Might not be one particular thing, but it's just the type of person.
We got like one or two more questions here. I wanted to ask, what is the wildest shift you ever worked and survived? Whether it be popular answers like, a sporting event or, US Open, stuff like that.
I've worked some wild-ish shifts in my life. I've done every type of bartending, from nightclubs to high-end hotels to cocktail bars and everything in between. So yeah, there's definitely been some like long weekend parties where you're working like a Pride event or something, and it's just like chaotic
EDC.
But one of the most fun nights that I worked was, I was working at this hotel, and we had an old school bar license that we were like grandfathered into, so we could stay open until like 5 a.m. or something like that, and we never did. Yeah. But one night it was Johnny Galecki, who played like David on Roseanne, and I think he's like on the Big Bang Theory and stuff. And Angelica Houston. They were in town filming a movie, and like, I love Angelica Houston from my childhood, like Witches. I love that movie, Addams Family. Like,
okay.
And they came in one night, and they were filming a movie in town together, and they basically sat at my bar from like, I don't know, like 10 p.m. to like 4 a.m. Finished off a bottle of like whiskey together, but they were just like so friendly and so rad. And I remember just being like, felt like a kid in a candy store, and like I got like Angelica Houston to like say one of her like iconic lines from Witches, and I like in my soul I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening.
This is my childhood dream.
But it was like, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh my god, these people are not going home. It's 4 a.m. Holy hell! But it was just one of those nights where I was like, no, I will keep this bar open for as long as you want to sit here. I love this. This is awesome.
And so the cops show up, we're here. We're having a good time.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it might not have been wild, but it was definitely in my mind. I was like, this is the coolest night ever.
I love that. I fucking love that. Nick, how you feeling? You ready to go to vote
I'm
here?
ready to roll, man.
Yeah.
I think those last two questions are really good to
transition out. Okay, cool.
Love
you want to go first?
Yeah. So this is easy. We all know this is easy. I'm sitting next to, just bartender royalty.
I don't know about royalty,
Yeah.
but
What about what's between us? You're sitting next to me. I'm bartender royalty. Nope, not
Yeah, you're
bartender
selling
royalty.
insurance.
Dang it, man.
You sell insurance, dude.
hey, we all need it. We all need insurance.
It's the one product we always need.
Yeah. Until they screw you. Shout out
United.
Luigi. But I really love like all your accolades, your energy, your consistency, your love of cocktails, your love for hospitality. I think that's where I kind of fall closer to, is the hospitality side, is that these people are choosing to spend the time that they only have a finite amount to come, not necessarily see me, but they're spending the time with
Yeah,
me.
totally.
And they don't have to do that. So it's, you have a lot of enthusiasm when it comes to that, and it's true enthusiasm. And like, I'm going to say the word consistency again, is you are who you are on your content. That is very rare.
True. Yeah.
That is
very
extremely rare. There are content creators who are awesome on the content, and then they come into, like, say, your restaurant as the influencer, and they suck. I see it all the time. And I believe that I would never get that from you. It would be that person who is on this video is who's coming in, and that's going to be awesome. So easy peasy bar friend.
Easy peasy bar friend. That's half the vote there, guys.
I appreciate that.
Very sweet. Nick, he's corporate. He's sweet. He knows how to wrap it up in a beautiful bow. The problem is he keeps forgetting she is Canadian, guys.
It's true.
And here's the thing. If you
They're
give a
pretty
Canadian an inch, they take 2.5 centimeters. Like, these people, we can't let this stand anymore. We can't. No, it's way too easy. We've talked about it every episode. We're here at Tales. If we meet somebody who's a bar friend, they are not going to be in the industry for very long. We've met nothing but great people, great heroes, and you don't stand alone, which is a weird thing to say because it doesn't sound like a compliment. But at Tales, this is the one place where you're going to meet so many different versions of ourselves, and you get to see that we're all mirrors and foils to society. We all are the people of the lighthouses of the bar, just beckoning those long lost souls. And like, hey, come on, Let's have a good time. This is what we're doing, and your light shines so bright, and we'd love to have you on here. It was super cool. It was something we didn't think was actually going to happen. It was one of those.
We got there.
Oh man, Nick saw my. I was like, she's doing it. I was like, 2:30. I was like, we're doing it. Well, okay, cool. Heck yeah, man. Like it was super fun. It was a very humbling experience in the most greatest of ways to be able to meet you and get to have a conversation and a sit down. It was very cool. Obviously, wish you the best of luck. By the time this comes out, we will know whether what happens with tonight. But either way, even if you're ever in the DMV area or East Coast, please hit us up. DC's got a bunch of cool bars.
Oh hell yeah!
We got a lot of nominees this year. Last year's best bartender, DC, got Christine nominated this year. Hopefully, we can get some more DC accolades on there. You ever happen to be out there, hit us up. We'd love to interview you again. Go hit some spots, go hit some bars. It'd be a very cool time. Genuine, certified, 100% bar friend here. And so she gets, of course, one of our bar friend shirts. Here you go, love.
Swag.
If you take pictures with the flash,
thank you.
It highlights.
It does, actually? Oh, my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. We made it for our drunk regulars who walk home at night.
It's the best.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. One more time, can you give your plugs just so they can make sure they give you a follow?
I feel like I'm on Hot Ones. This camera. This camera.
That's the nicest thing you can say to us. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah.
I mean, listen. I don't know what to plug, but follow Likable Cocktails if you're not. If you don't follow, that's cool too. I got a book coming out in October 7th. Now available for pre-order. It's called 3 Cheers. It's I think it's a rad concept. It's based around 55 classics done 3 ways: classic way, my way, and a completely non-alcoholic way. So it's something literally for everybody.
Book ordered. We already got it. We're coming.
Should they buy this book from the? I've learned this from authors. Should they buy it from the publisher or from like Amazon?
Nah, you can buy it from wherever. There's like a link. There's a link in my bios. Like goes to Linktree. It takes you to, in Canada you can order it to like your local bookstore. In the States you can order it through many different ways. Thank you for asking the question, but it honestly doesn't matter either way. So book coming out, and just keep posting videos, so check them out. And if you see your friends out there doing cool shit, make sure you double tap that screen, because liking something is free, and
don't realize how much that helps.
And the support goes a long way. So support your local homies. And that's about it.
Support your local homies, and by that, give her a follow. You can always give us a follow too. If you're watching the podcast, you obviously know Bargoyles, but we also have our own personal profiles and our own social media profiles. So if you aren't following us by now,
it's on purpose.
We'll see you guys next week. I do like that sign out. It's such a weird, terrible sign out. What's up? I'm Marty. I got hit in the face by a stripper.
And I'm Nick. I'm like a fat girl in 7th grade at 7 a.m.
Welcome to the Bargoyles,
where we break down restaurants, bars,
and the chaos of stand-up comedy.
From bad Yelp reviews
to heckler horror stories,
we've got the inside scoop
and the laughs.
Yeah, I think I know that from that Bargoyles podcast. Yeah.
I was gonna say I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Shout out.
Who needs therapy when you got the Bargoyles?